it takes a lot of time, obviously. Okay. And also you have to know it like the back of your hand, like anything else. I mean, I'm not a mechanic. Like I own a lot of cars, but I couldn't fix one to save my own life. Like I don't know anything about them. So my checkbook covers the expenses for those types of things because I don't know them like the back of my hand. I spent my entire life doing this and developing algorithms and doing things that would bring more precise understanding, insight, execution, delivery. And, I'm pulling that veil back, letting you see what goes on. And I see these folks, and believe me, I'm not troubled by this, okay? But I'm fascinated still, even with this degree of showing you where it's going to go, telling you what candle to focus on, and it's live. Like you can't do better than that. You can't cherry pick that, okay? But hey, I got a challenge for all of you out there that like to say these types of things, and any of you that don't really subscribe to the view that people that don't like what we're doing or whatever. I would like for you to set out a task for yourself to try to cherry pick and execute like you see me doing. You can use as many computer screens as you want, but do it like I'm doing it. I would love to see that. I absolutely would love to see it, but it has to be in live market data. It can't be in market replay, okay? Because I'm not doing market replay, as you can see. For the folks that have been on the fence about what it is that I do, how I teach, what the benefit of it is, what's the outcome of putting in all this work? What's the payback for deferring all of your weekends and your evenings watching sports and such? I know some of you still sneak and do that, but you have a lot of study time, a lot of work that you got to put into this year. I'm putting it in there too. So you're going to be expected to be studying much more than the average person, even more than what I put my mentorship through, because I'm going to be giving you, obviously, live sessions. You got to go through those, and there's going to be commentary every day, Monday through Friday, and there'll be also homework assignments. And I'll try to be brief about what it is I want you to focus on. But if you don't do them, and if you're just going to be the type of person that just waits to see what everybody else tweets and responds to me, and just say, okay, well, that was equivalent to me doing it. I get it now. That's why a lot of folks that watch my content, they want to hear the summary. Give me the summary. Give me the cliff notes. Give me the PDF that's condensed down to one paragraph, so that way I ain't got to worry about watching all this stuff or listening to this guy. And what you see me doing in my executions and management and identifying what it is I'm expecting in the marketplace, typing it out in annotations, you'll never get that unless you listen to why I'm doing certain things when I don't like to see certain things, and market environments, certain market environments that are prone to produce conditions that are just, unfavorable, difficult even for me. And this afternoon, that was difficult for me. I mean, you might look at that and say, well, shit. I mean, you were all over that thing like white on rice. I was still telling my son that was walking up to me and wanting to ask me a question, said, not now. My wife came up to the office and she says, hey, and I said, not now. And of course, I'm dead now. I got to pay the price when I join her in the typical evening. You know what husband and wives do. I'm going to be punished. But I was trying to dial in, and I have to have an absolute 100% undivided attention when it's like that. And because it's very difficult for me to have that, being, wired the way I am, I try to avoid those conditions. And to make it easy for me not to have to do a lot of those types of trading environments for teaching, I just teach my students to try to avoid those conditions. So one might look at that and say, well, that's a shortcut. It is. It saves me a lot of insanity because I know, well, look what I was doing. I could literally teach just the afternoon session I did today. I could spend the rest of this year teaching all of that. Just that one session what I was doing. That's how deep this shit gets. Like, it's a lot. There's a lot of things that are going on, and you don't see that. You don't know what's going in my decision making, what processes I'm going through in my mind, all on a 1-minute chart. Still annotating, still keeping my train of thought about what it is I'm watching. So there's a lot of things going on. And there's no fucking way that I could be doing that with another screen, typing it in something else. I'm constantly doing that one screen on a market and to a level I've already called. You have to be doing those types of things. In the early stages, you might think, well, big deal. He's bragging. I'm not bragging. I don't need to brag. I'm really good at this. I don't need to brag about it. I've lived it. What I'm teaching you to do is screenshot it like I'm showing you. So that way you can save these moments in your journal, because we talked about very specific price levels. I'm not ambiguous. I'm not saying up and down. I'm taking your attention to right to a specific level, not a zone. Because if you don't understand what it's going to gravitate towards, you have no chance in being consistent. You'll be like the people out there on YouTube. They're starting their live streams with $4,800 and shitting themselves all day long, thinking they're smart. You can't do those types of things. You can't. You have to go in, look for specific things to repeat. How do you know that they're going to repeat? By screenshotting them. Screenshot them over and over and over again. And what it does is it gives you a snapshot of a memory that once you look at it again, and with annotations on it, saying, this is the sell side liquidity you're looking for, not just a blank chart at that level. Like, you have to dress the chart up. That way it records the moment of what it is that you were expecting to see in price. And that little tiny photograph is like, to me, they're in many ways, they're like pictures of my children. When I have my algorithm constantly giving me photo opportunities, I still do it. I may be out and about with my wife. I may be doing other things. If I see it on my phone, I screenshot it. Now, I know what I'm looking for, but you don't necessarily know what you're looking for because you're so new. So you want to spend time doing this a lot when price is going to go to our levels. When I'm specifically calling a level, I'm teaching you to predict a bias. Now, earlier today, when I sent out the tweet, I said,